Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Nasir Sheikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir, and what do we have on tap for you today? Well, it's another video clip, and this time it's one of our favorite prognosticators. It is Michael, the lying lawyer Cohen, with Jim Acosta, folks. That's right, Jim, it's all about me, Acosta. And he's going back over his predictions. And this time he's saying that President Trump is not going to get the nomination. We're going to get to that video. We're going to do that right now. So in this clip, Jim Acosta is going to ask Michael Cohen why he doesn't think that Trump is going to get the nomination. And folks, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Put your comments down below. Let's get to the clip and find out why Michael will be wrong again, over and over again. This guy is wrong so many times, folks. Let's do it.
Donald Trump says he won't drop out of the race for the Republican nomination, even if he were to be indicted. The former president is involved in multiple federal and state investigations, of course. Georgia prosecutors are looking into his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss in that state. The Department of Justice is investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol, as well as Trump's handling of classified documents after he left office. And joining me now is Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen. He's the author of Revenge: How Donald Trump Weaponized the U.S. Department of Justice Against His Critics, and host of the Mea Culpa podcast. Michael, great to...
Michael's talking about how Donald Trump politicized and weaponized the Department of Justice and FBI. What the hell are you talking about? They never went after, I don't know, somebody in the comments put some down. When did the DOJ go after Democrats or go after anybody on the left? When? When did the FBI show up in the morning, early in the morning with, 30, 40 agents, all SWAT team there, rifles drawn, machine guns at the ready, and, arrested somebody we would know that was on the progressive side or on the left or a Democrat or a liberal? When did that happen? All we're seeing that is during the Biden administration. I don't know what you guys are talking. I don't know what Michael's talking about. That book is just full of crap.
To see you. I mean, I guess there's really no surprise here that Trump is insisting an indictment will not stop him from running. I suppose with his base, it will be like more catnip.
Yeah, Jim, what that is, that's the Donald Trump fake tough guy talk, whereby I don't care what anybody thinks that they're going to do to me. You could indict me. You can come after me. It's not going to sway me, and it's not going to prevent me from running. Unfortunately for Donald, what he doesn't seem to understand, or maybe he does, he's just not trying to show it, is that nobody cares what he thinks. Tish James, our, unsinkable attorney general, is continuing, and I believe they have voir dire starting at the end of this month. So he, despite whatever he thinks, is going to be involved in that litigation. On top of that, if Alvin Bragg decides to indict and move forward, he will be involved in that litigation as well, whether or not he wants to again play, his Truth Social tough guy. On top of that, you have the January 6th hearings, and you have so many other
Oh boy, January 6th. There we go, right? The January 6th comes back. He's going to be hit for January 6th. He's going to be hit for extortion. He's going to be hit for hush money payoffs. He's going to be hit for Mar-a-Lago. He's going to be hit for classified documents. He's going to be hit for Russia. He's going to be hit for Ukraine. I mean, how many things are you guys going to throw at this guy, folks? I mean, eventually, maybe one of them will stick to the wall. I mean, he's the Teflon Don up until now. And another thing, Michael, the lying lawyer Cohen, even if he gets indicted, even if he gets convicted, you do realize that he could still run for president, right? Still be in office. I mean, geez, you guys got to understand the Constitution. There's nothing in there that says that, you're indicted or convicted. Okay, you can't run for office.
litigations that are now pending against him. There's absolutely nothing that he could do about it. Nothing.
Here they are. So these are some of the things. January 6th, lawsuits by Democratic lawmakers, injured Capitol Police, handling of classified documents, special counsel appointed, right? I wonder what's happening with the Biden thing on that, right? We forgot, right, Joe, are mentally, dementiated. And I did use that word, dementiated. That's right. President. Anything going on over there? Election interference. We saw what the hell happened, okay, with that grand jury. That was a freaking clown show that was going down there. You had that idiot girl, going around basically all the talk shows, giggling and laughing it up and yucking it up with everybody, basically saying, all kinds of crap. That gets tainted. It's just unbelievable, folks. Anyways, let us continue.
Yeah, well, let me ask you that, just since you brought it up. You've been speaking with the Manhattan DA's office in the investigation of the payments aimed at covering up Trump's alleged affair with Stormy Daniels. How close do you think that case is to some kind of resolution, maybe an indictment? Do you think that's soon?
Yeah, so Jim, I don't want to acknowledge or disagree with your statement about what the district attorney is specifically looking at. Okay. Obviously, everybody knows about the hush money payment, but I don't suspect that that's the only thing that they're looking at. I am going back again for additional prep, for grand jury prep.
Additional prep means he has to go back to make sure that he doesn't perjure himself or lie. The lying lawyer, Michael Cohen. So that's why he has to go back for the additional prep. That's just code word for, I got to get my story straight. Can't be lying again.
I am very confident, and I suspect that Alvin Bragg and his really fine team of prosecutors believe that there is enough within which to charge Donald Trump. Now, again, that's Alvin Bragg's decision. I think that they finally see what Mark Pomerantz and Carrie Dunn saw about a year ago. But, now it's Alvin Bragg's turn. And right now things are moving very quickly over there. Stay tuned is right.
All right. And I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but and I want to talk about CPAC because you used to go with Trump to CPAC. How surprising was it to see him winning that straw poll, giving the headliner speech, despite all these investigations into his actions before, during, and after his presidency? Did you think that he would be at this point right now?
By the way, it's like going to a bingo parlor. You're the only one there, and hey, I won bingo. He's the only one that's there. I mean, other than Nikki Haley, who else has announced? CPAC right now.
The reason why he's the only one there is these people realize that it doesn't, to go against Trump is like basically you're like, there's a supernova there. The light, the brightness, the power, the aura, it's all there. And then you're standing there next to him and you're literally virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. The oxygen is just sucked out of the room completely, and you're left there basically suffocating. So Nikki Haley realizes, first of all, okay, that you put Nikki Haley and you put Donald Trump up there on the stage. Come on, folks. You know what's going to happen. I mean, it's not even close right now. It's not even close. DeSantis knows if he goes there, okay, that's not going to play well because they know what's going to happen. It's just a perception. And that perception turns into reality. That's why nobody went there because they know that it's all Trump right now. It's Trump, Trump, Trump. That's what it is. And, Michael, the lying lawyer Cohen, can say anything that he wants, but Trump is the Republican Party. He is that part.
Now is not the CPAC of before, when actually I think I saw you there and so many other people. That place was packed, wall-to-wall people. If you look to see the Donald speech that's there, 60% of the room is completely void. There's empty chairs everywhere. When I was there with him, there was standing room only. Now all of a sudden you're playing to probably 45% of what the general crowd is. This entire CPAC, like Matt Schlapp, like Dave Bossie and the whole rest of the crew, it's meaningless. It doesn't tell you anything. And the fact, again, that he won the straw poll, again, is like, he's the only guy at the bingo parlor and he won.
It shows you, Michael, the lying lawyer Cohen, basically that he still holds the CPAC goers, the regular folk, the forgotten man and woman, flyover country, they still love Donald Trump. They still do. All right? They like the other guys too. They just love him more. And they're going to give him another chance for 4 years. And if he does it, great. And if he happens to lose, okay, fine. If he loses, okay. But if the conditions are fair and proper and rules are followed and new rules aren't made, then he will win. But that's what they don't want, folks. They're so scared of him. Michael Cohen quakes in his boots, in his underwear. He shivers every time you mention Donald Trump. You can see the fear in his voice. You can see the fear in his eyes. You can see the fear just in his body language. He just knows that Trump has so much power, such aura, such prestige, such gravitas, that he wishes he would even have like an atom's worth of that. And he doesn't. So the only thing he can do to make him try to elevate himself up, meaning Michael, the lying lawyer Cohen, is to try to bring Donald Trump down. Can't do it, folks. Can't do it. Michael Cohen didn't make Donald Trump. In other words, if anything, it was Donald Trump who made Michael Cohen Michael Cohen.
Wins. It doesn't mean anything.
Got it. Well, and I mean, last night, but the speech last night, Michael, I mean, you've heard some of this rhetoric before, but it does seem to be ratcheted up. He's dubbing himself the candidate of retribution. That's what he said last night. What does that say to you?
It says that, Jim, you and I could have a lot of problems if, in fact, this lunatic ends up becoming president again, which I still maintain. I don't even think that Donald's going to get the nomination. Now, I know everybody says, no. He has such a strong hold over like 28% of the Republican Party. What we're seeing right now is Donald.
Where does he pull this thing out of his derriere? He's got 28%. Do you realize that when he was there last time, he had like 94% of the Republican vote? 94 freaking percent. Nobody's ever come that close to getting 94 freaking percent. And if Politico and all these pollsters and all these, corporations out there and the wokesters and the elitists and all these other people, they're trying to shape the narrative that there's some type of fraction going on within the Republican Party. Oh, it may be going among the fraction of the elites and those in power, like the Mitch McConnells of the world. And, the Kevin, it may be going over there. Okay, but it's not happening at the grassroots level, folks. It's not happening at the 94% level. No way, no how. Now, right now, if they get into a primary and there's other people, there's going to be just like it was before when Ted Cruz was there and John Kasich was there. And I'm trying to think of some of the others, Rubio and Chris, you remember, and, Jebby got like, one delegate or whatever. I mean, so there might be some people playing inside there, and there are going to be some people eventually there. And I think what they're doing is some of the lesser play, like Nikki Haley and others, are probably vying for hopefully either a power position within the government or maybe even the VP. All right, that's what's going on. But I said before, this guy is scared because he knows that Trump, when he wins, it's like he said, we could be on the receiving end of some visits from the DOJ and the FBI because of what they've done.
Trump's popularity, believe it or not, it's decreasing on a steady basis, and as more of these indictments.
Where does he talk about that it's decreasing on a steady basis? Every single poll that they've taken, the real ones, not the fake ones that were showing DeSantis up by 30, or DeSantis at one time was up by 15, then he falls down by 20. How do you have a 35-point swing in like less than a week? But in every poll taken right now, he's leading by like 20, 30 points over DeSantis, 60, 70 points over Nikki Haley. Come on, Michael. I mean, this whole thing is just unbelievably stupid. I can't believe that when you look at the comment section, oh my God, have you seen the comment section that's pinned underneath these videos? You talk about people that are just absolutely lemmings, that follow no matter what, right over the cliff. These guys follow, okay, the Cabal News Network. I mean, it's their freaking gospel. My goodness.
So more of these charges continue to be mounted against him, and he starts to really feel the pressure of what's called accountability. I don't believe that Donald is going to be the nominee, and I think that you're going to see somebody new come out of the woodwork. And
Yeah,
I think that's
somebody
who
new.
you're going to see a lot of support coming for. Right now, yeah, it's just Donald.
Yeah, quick follow up though on that, Michael, and that is, we saw one potential candidate, Larry Hogan, the former governor of Maryland, say he's not going to run. It does look as though this is going to be a smaller field than we've seen in years past. It sounds, and if you look at what Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo were doing at CPAC, not really calling out Trump by name, sort of tiptoeing around him. Where are the candidates who are just going to go up and confront Trump face to face? It's just not happening at this point. Doesn't that make it easier for him to win the nomination?
To the contrary,
To the contrary, because there's nobody out there right now. That just makes it even more difficult for Donald Trump. He's just there by himself. So there's no way he could get the nomination. They're just going to give it to there's nobody there. Donald Trump, nobody. They're just going to give it to a nobody. The grassroots people, flyover country, the forgotten man and woman, those people across the United States, they're going to just give up their vote and say, we're not giving it to Donald Trump. We're going to give it to somebody else, a no name, a regular politician. That's what Michael Cohen wants you to believe. Are we swallowing any of this garbage? Are we swallowing this verbal diarrhea? I don't think so. What I do think is that we should put the moniker of my acronym, SIMMER, to Michael the Lying Lawyer Cohen. SIMMER, SIMR, someone who's what? Stupid, idiotic, moronic, retarded. There you go. Michael Simmer Cohen.
Fewer people that are there in that race, the better the chances are that that individual wins the specific state. The more people that are in, the more it gets divided, and it's a winner take all. Now, the thing with Larry Hogan, I bet most of your viewers, you say, well, who is Larry Hogan? Most of them have no idea who he is. The guy had no name recognition. Wait till you start to see down the road, as they get closer to the nomination process, you'll start to see better named, better recognized named people start to enter the race. And again, I still feel.
Who are those better named people that Michael's talking about? You see how he doesn't give any names. He just basically, he's bluffing right now. He's just huffing and puffing and bluffing. He's trying to think of what words can he use, and he's just hoping. You can tell by the way he's looking. How long is this interview going? Okay, they're killing me over here. I'm getting crushed over here. Get this interview. Come on, we got to finish this thing up here. My points aren't making any sense, and I'm just looking stupider and stupider and stupider. I got to get out of here.
Very confident that all of these indictment and charges, though Donald will definitely want to be the nominee because he'll then make the claim that you can't come after him. He's a presidential candidate, despite the fact that that doesn't exonerate him or prevent the litigation from continuing.
All right. Michael Cohen, you got a point there. We'll be talking about that, I'm sure, in the days and weeks and months to come, because that is not going anywhere. Michael Cohen, great to see you again, as always. Thanks so much.
Great to see you.
And great to see you too there, Michael the Lying Lawyer Cohen. And great to see you, Jim, It's All About Me Acosta. Wow. Riveting television, folks. I mean, it was, in a way, basically showing how CNN is just absolutely, they just bring on these guests that have absolutely no freaking credibility whatsoever. And everybody knows it. I mean, they're losing market share. They're losing ad revenue. They had to sell their building in Georgia. I mean, CNN has just become, it is slowly and slowly and slowly disappearing. And you're going to see some of these smaller networks out there, these new digital media companies, news networks and news media sites. In a few years, it'll take some time. I mean, it takes time. But they are going to start to come to a point where they will go beyond CNN, folks. it's just going to happen. I mean, CNN is just absolutely getting crushed in all demographics, getting crushed in the ratings. Nobody's watching them before. It's a laughing stock. Everybody knows that it's fake news. It's just it's just the truth. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. Subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Put your comments down below. Check out our other videos. I'll leave you with my final thought, which is when you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.